Shalom, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, giving all praises, glory, and honor to the Most High God Yahweh, by Shema Mashiach, Wamalak Yahweh Shai. Giving a strong shalom to all the brothers, sisters, and children, doing everything they can to stay 10 toes ground in this walk, whether that's praying, fasting, exhorting, studying, doing everything they can to make their calling and election short. This is the brother Azza from St. Louis, coming with a quick daily bread, just going into how today's life is compared to the threshing floor in the ancient days, man. Compared to the threshing floor in the ancient days. And if anybody know anything about the threshing floor, and that's like when you look at a cornfield and you got the corn, you got the husk that the corn comes in. You got when wheat grows, it grows in the stalk, but you're not actually eating the stalk. You're not eating the husk. You're eating the vegetables and the grain and stuff that comes from it. So I'm going to kick it off with the book of Jeremiah, chapter 51, and I'm going to go to verse number 33. For thus saith the Lord of hosts, the God of Israel, the daughter of Babylon is like a threshing floor. And that's what America is, man. That's what everybody who is under this modern day system, it is like a threshing floor. It said, it is time to thresh her, yet a little while, and the time of her harvest shall come. So we in the days where this system is coming to an end. We come into the days where our people have to stop having faith in this place, man, thinking that, maybe it might be some kind of salvation in this thing. A lot of our people, they be thinking that Esau is going to save them out of danger. Everybody, all the religions, they believe in the rapture and think that, everybody is just going to get beamed up when all hell breaks loose. And how would that be possible? We like to use the analogy at camp when a superhero comes to save a victim. He doesn't save the victim and the person that's and the person that's doing the victimizing. So like why would you save the criminal and I forgot the words exactly that I was about to use for that analogy. But, if you got to save somebody that's in the middle of doing a crime, you're not going to save the person that's getting held up and the person that's holding up the place. That wouldn't make any sense. There has to be a division. Therefore, the Lord has to separate one from another, man. And these are things that have been told from before time. I'm going to go to the book of Matthew. I'm going to go to chapter 5. And I'm going to start at verse number 9. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called the children of God. Blessed are they which are persecuted for righteousness' sake, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are ye when men shall revile you and persecute you, Salakia, and shall say all manner of evil against you falsely for my name's sake. And them days are coming more and more upon the earth. Anybody that's been kind of, following the Israelite doctrine for a while, and you kind of know that we've been going into it more and more about this AI, the system, the cash, the cashless society. All these things are coming upon the earth, and they're going to use these things against us in these last days. They're going to use our words against us in these last days. That's why they like to call us a cult, like to call us a hate group. It's because we are the only ones that are speaking evil against this wicked system, man. I'm going to read 11 again. Blessed are ye when men shall revile you and persecute you, and shall say all manner of evil against you falsely for my name's sake. And didn't they do that to Yahushua? They did it to Paul. They did it to Daniel, to Jeremiah. They did it to all of our forefathers, man, throughout the scriptures. From Genesis to Revelation, men were being persecuted for calling on the Lord. Even in Maccabees, you had a woman that had her sons had to get killed for the word, man. While she was rooting them on. While she was exhorting them to continue in the faith, to call on the Lord, to strive for the truth until death, man, like it's saying Sirach 4:28. But read verse 12. Rejoice and be exceeding glad, for great is your reward in heaven. For so persecuted they the prophets which are before you. It's just going into what I just said, that, they've been doing this to our forefathers for the longest. Locking them up, trying to beat them, trying to stone them, trying to put them in jail, trying to do all these things, man. But the Lord said, rejoice and be exceeding glad. So the Lord said, hey, that's something to be prideful about. To know that, I'm striving for the truth. That I'm seeking to be righteous. That I'm looking for my reward in heaven. That I'm trying to strive to get that crown, man. That's what the Lord warned us about. I'm going to go to Mark chapter 13. Because you don't get that crown in this weak flesh that we in. You don't get this crown in this body that we in, man. You're gonna get that crown when you get a glorified body, man. When we're back in rulership. Can't get a crown here. I wouldn't even want a crown in Babylonian system, man. Brothers kind of wear crowns to, kind of feel like royalty, be symbolic for that day. But, man, I wait until I get my real crown. Any crown you get here, man, they may say it's 14 karat, might say 18 karat gold, 16 karat. And none of that stuff matter. Hey, this gold here it's nothing. It's dull, man. Imagine the gold that's going to be in the kingdom. I can't wait to see them gold roads in the kingdom. Abaratazah, man. Lord willing, we be at that number. But reading on Mark chapter 13, I'm going to go to verse 12. Now the brother said, now the brother shall betray the brother to death, and the father the son, and the children shall rise up against their parents, and shall cause them to be put to death. Man, the Lord warned us that, hey, just because people may be of the same skin, they ain't your kin, man. Just because somebody is related to you don't mean that they gonna have your back. That they gonna be that ride or die. They gonna be your ace, your day one. The Lord said, hey, the children gonna turn against their parents. Brothers and sisters, their siblings gonna be turned against each other. And you got brothers and sisters that you may do the work with that's gonna turn on you in the last days, man. When all hell get break loose. Because in them days, the Lord gonna be trying everybody's faith, man. See if we was about what we was talking about. Or, we gonna stand on business, or we gonna give in to Satan, man. But you gotta choose a side. That's where that threshing floor comes in from, man, to separate the real from the fake. Verse 13. And ye shall be hated of all men for my name's sake. So not some, it said for all men. So you're going to be hated by all these other nations. We kind of see it starting, as a minute level right now. But over time, it's going to only ramp up more and more. People going to hate us more and more. We already be at camp and people then throwing iced coffees at us. They done thrown fruit at us. People done pulled guns on us, tried to fight us. One silly fool tried to back his truck into us, man. We was teaching, he tried to park his truck on our camp spot, and he tried to back up the truck into us, man. But guess what? The Lord didn't have it happen. Put it on his heart to jam on the brakes at the last second. He jumped out kind of confused. Ain't know what was going on, man. Because it's not quite that time yet. Trying to do things in haste, trying to make prophecy come true before that time. But I'm going to read that again. And ye shall be hated by all men for my name's sake. But he that shall endure until the end, the same shall be saved. And that's when we going to get that crown, like I was saying, man. That's when we going to get we got to endure until the end. You can't get it while you're here, man. If Jake get a crown nowadays, they'll get high and mighty, start getting all proud, man. Start esteeming themselves. Because his flesh is weak, man. And it's a bunch of wicked spirits in this place to kind of do something to you. Make you kind of step out of your element, be somebody else, man, and be like these celebrities that talk about they got alter egos. All kinds of madness will break loose, man. But that's why we have to endure until the end. Endure these spirits, endure these trials, these tribulations. Endure all the things that's to come. Have faith. Realize you under a grace period and not everything is so carnal, but more so spiritual. It's a lot of things we can be doing in these last days. I'm going to go to Matthew chapter 3 and verse 12. Sorry, I'm going to start at verse 11. I indeed baptize you with water unto repentance, but he that cometh after me is mightier than I, whose shoes I am not worthy to bear. He shall baptize you with the Holy Ghost and with fire. So just going into John the Baptist saying, yeah, he was doing, baptisms in the water, in the rivers. But he's saying that, hey, when Yahushua come back, it's going to be a totally different baptism, man. Said that through the Spirit, the Lord is baptizing us right now with that fire, man. He's making gold, man. Trying you like gold in the fire. Trying to see if you gonna bend, break, or fold, man. When they putting these, when they making this gold, when they making these stones, like diamonds and rubies and all that stuff, and all that stuff gotta get purified. And what they even say in the world, hey, pressure bust pipes. These things are made to shape and to mold you. Everything that's going on in this life is meant to shape and mold you, man. And it just depends on, are you going to be molded into something righteous, worthy to be looked upon, something to find pleasing in the Most High's sight? Or are you going to turn into somebody wicked, like, want to be like Haman or Ahasuerus, or it's plenty of people in these scriptures that we look at and just be like, yeah, they was wicked, they was going off. Saying we should want to strive to be more like David, be after the Lord's heart, man. Want the sure mercies of David. We'll be like Solomon, that asks for more wisdom versus more carnal things of this life. But that's how we gonna get to that baptism, man, that baptism of fire. Reading on. Whose fan it is in his hand. And the Lord ain't coming back with that fan like that damn wicked song that I can't stand, man, that where the fans at. I'm not talking about the little stupid Chinese fan that you sit there and pop all day long when that wicked song is playing, man. Show you what fan he talking about. He said, whose fan it is in his hand, and he will thoroughly purge his floor and gather his wheat into the garner, but he will burn up the chaff with unquenchable fire. And that's the fan that he coming with. Because the thing is about that the threshing floor, and when you separate that corn and that husk, the wheat and the stalk, like I was going into at the beginning, you don't sit there and hold on to the stalk and the husk. That stuff is useless. You burn that stuff. It's just like when it come to brushel. Like if you clearing out an area, say if you bought some land, you clearing out that area, you don't keep brush. It's useless. So what do? You burn it. And when the wind blows, what happened? That fire get bigger and bigger. So the Lord is coming with that fan that's gonna, speed things up. That's gonna purge out things a whole lot faster, man. And these things have been prophesied since the beginning. I'm gonna close out with this one. Go to Psalms. Go to Psalm chapter 1. And we'll kind of read the whole chapter. It's a short chapter. Blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor standeth in the way of sinners, nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful, Salaki. But his delight is in the law of the Lord, and in his law doeth he meditate day and night. And these are the things that, like I was saying, these are the things that help mold you. Delighting in the law of the Lord, not walking in the ways of sinners, not sitting with the scornful, man, not hanging out with the prideful. I can't stand when you're talking to people and they love to use the excuse when you call them out on their folly of doing wickedness. You catch them in the middle of their sin and they be like, didn't Yahushua, didn't Christ sit with sinners? And no, he was out there rebuking them, man. He wasn't just sitting there just watching them. They doing their thing, they living it up in that Ja Rule spirit. That's off, man. The Lord told you don't sit with the seat of the scornful. with everybody that got an attitude, man. You read the book of Sirach, it tell you not to hang out with a man that got power to kill you. Don't hang out with a man that's of anger, because you're going to end up just like him. Or worse, you're going to end up on that other side. Verse 3, and he shall be like a tree planted by the rivers of water, that bringeth forth his fruit in his season. His leaf also shall not wither, and whatsoever he doeth shall prosper. And in that threshing floor, not everything prospers. The corn and the wheat prosper, but the husk and that stalk, man, it gets burned down. It gets chopped down, thrown into a barrel, you drag it off somewhere, and you burn it. You get rid of it. It's not there anymore. Nobody cares about it. Just like when we be going into the heathen, we go into that second Esdras and tell them they like a drop that fallen from a vessel. And you're not thinking about that drop no more. You're not thinking about that husk. You're not thinking about that stalk. Hey, it's gone. You only want what was in it, which is that wheat, that corn, that barley. Things is going to prosper for your physical, man. I think I'm still in 3. I'm going to start from the top. And he shall be like a tree planted by rivers of water, that bringeth forth his fruit in his season. His leaf also shall not wither, and whatsoever he doeth shall prosper. The ungodly are not so, but are like the chaff which the wind driveth away. And that's what the ungodly like, man. Just vessels for destruction, just waiting to be burned up, man. They're like what we like to call, these robot people around, like to call them NPCs, man. They throwaways. They just non-playable characters. They just background people. Like when they film a movie and you got all these people that's like say if you filming a scene walking downtown or something, like one of the shows I like to watch is Blue Bloods. Anybody watch Blue Bloods, you see they coming out of the courthouse a lot. And all them people that be standing on the steps and on the sidewalk and stuff, those aren't key characters. Them people aren't paid a bunch of money. They just given a little bit, or they might even just be computer generated and they made to just stand there and look like they're doing something. Like it's just filling the spot so it's not just empty background. That's what the ungodly are. They're not the star of the show. They're not the 1/3. They're not the 144. They're not going to be of the elect. They're just there. Read that again. The ungodly are not so, but are like the chaff which the wind driveth away. Therefore the ungodly shall not stand in the judgment, nor sinners in the congregation of the righteous. For the Lord knoweth the way of the righteous, but the way of the ungodly shall perish. And just like that chaff, just like that wheat, man, you're going to get burned up in these last days, man. It's like one of my favorite chapters to read as far as going into these end-time prophecies at Zechariah 14. It's saying that their eyes going to melt from they sockets, man. Their skin is going to melt off of their bones. And we always compare it to the movie Terminator when Sarah Connor was sitting there at the fence, sitting there watching the kids on the playground, and it was like, boom. It was like that, man. She got burned up. Or it's going to be like, what's the name of that Marvel movie? The Avengers with Thanos, man. That was just when everything was all said and done, the end of the movie, and it just turned into particles and just blew away. That's what the wicked is going to be like in that day, man. But we got to endure until the end so we can be saved. But with that, I hope that was edifying, giving all praises, glory, and honor to the Most High God, Yahweh, Ba'ashem HaMashiach, Wamalak Yahushai, Shalom.